Welcome to the Campus Season podcast, Behind the Desk Campus Edition. I have pleasure of having with me today Atul Gupta, who heads digital trust practice at the firm. Atul has been a partner with us for long and he has over 24 years of industry experience overall. I'm really looking forward to have an interesting discussion with Atul today. Atul, welcome to the show.
Thank you.
So, Atul, I have been doing campuses for the firm for over 2 years now, and every time that I go with your panel at a campus, students typically out of inquisitiveness ask me, what is digital trust? We have heard a lot about digital, but what has this trust word to do with digital? If you can throw some light on that.
It's interesting to know that question is coming. One of the reasons why we named it digital trust is to increase inquisitiveness. Well, step back. What's digital? Digital is all about using technology for business purpose. Now, when we use technology for business purpose, the technology needs to be trusted. And that's where the entire term digital trust really came in. Can you use a technology which is trusted to deliver the right outcomes? And in other ways, we also were looking upon to say, rather than focusing on the compliances which technologies today are being subjected by regulatory authorities, can you position technology as a differentiator? And digital trust becomes a very good branding in showcasing that differentiation. That's the background. We have done a lot of education around the brand on digital trust. It's catching up quite a lot. And I'm glad that question is coming and it will be clarified to everyone who's listening to this one.
No, thank you so much for throwing that light. I think it's a very catchy name for sure. And of course, to what you explained, it explains it beautifully why the name came in and it's meaning it rightly out there. Moving a little forward, given it's all about students, we try answering most of these questions for them. A lot of these students in the tech space, when we go and recruit, we are a consulting firm. They also continue getting firms from the industry space. So they keep asking, how is a consultant role in a consulting organization different from a hardcore technology role that they get with any of the other industry out there? So we want to throw some light there.
It's a very interesting question and thanks for asking me. You just introduced me saying that I've spent a lot of time and my journey started before in consulting, my journey started upon with a technology firm. So I can really compare upon the two areas, technology firm as well as the consulting firms. There are areas which are common. There are areas which are very unique. Three things which possibly differentiates between a technology firm and a technology consulting firm is the nature of the job, the context in which you operate, and the career paths which you can get. And maybe secret of my being in KPMG for such long are these three reasons as well. But let me start by what I mean to say. The nature of the job. The nature of job in a technology consulting firm is extremely dynamic. It's very focused on the clients. It's constantly bringing value and creating new aspects using whatever means you have got to yourselves. Vis-a-vis when you apply the same in a technology organization, it's all about leveraging technology to provide an outcome. So the difference comes in very subtle. Here you're doing it in a context, vis-a-vis in a technology firm, you're using technology as a key enabler to provide an outcome. That's the first one. The second one, in a technology consulting firm, you get to meet and work upon deadlines, which are very, very specific with respect to the client where you're operating upon. Technology firms also have deadlines, but they are part of large programs, large projects. And many times you're focused on using your technical skills rather than project management skills. Those are the skills which get used upon over here. The third is around the career pathing, which I talked upon. Consulting firm definitely appreciates or provides an outcome of your career path based on your capabilities and based on the deliveries which you provide upon. Technical organizations pretty much have a defined nature of career path. You can become a partner in a firm like technology consulting much faster than what you can do in a technical organization. So those are the three things which I see, but a lot of commonality. And I hope everyone who's aspiring to be a consultant is able to differentiate between what a technology consulting firm provides vis-a-vis a technology organization provides.
Beautifully explained, Atul. I don't think so. It could have a very simpler meaning to or talking about the difference of what these two roles are. I've heard multiple leaders over the period of time on how they have tried explaining it, but thank you for simplifying that for the students here. I think you've covered my next question is something, and you've covered a bit of response on it, but I'll still ask that question if there is anything incremental that you would want to add in. Now, students, we know that when they join, you give them a structured learning program or they learn on a day-to-day job. So if you talk about day-to-day job, when they look to start working with a firm like us, what do they can typically expect in a normal day of a consultant for someone who's freshly joined us?
Takes me into my memory lane when I started with KPMG 24 years ago. First of all, whenever someone joins a firm like KPMG or a technology consulting firm, be prepared to deal with unexpected. That's the nature of a consulting firm. You may come with a predefined mindset, but be open to get to see an environment which can throw you out all surprises. So you need to be prepared to deal with those. That's the first one. The second one, you're going to deal with real life client problems. And that's a big shift which is coming for students who are just coming out of university and joining a professional life. You get to deal with situations which possibly have impact directly at the boardrooms. The third one is a massive learning curve. Be prepared. Irrespective of all the technical knowledge which you bring across, there will be a learning curve, whether it's about dealing with humans, it's about providing the outcomes, or it's about applying the approach and methodologies in a particular context. So there is a massive learning curve which is going to come, but don't be surprised that there will be no guidance. There will be guidance, adequate guidance which will be available, and a lot of knowledge, information which will be available from past work which firms have done upon. Those are the things which one should look upon. But these may be more harder side of the profession. Look at the softer side also. You will get opportunities to create your own networks and go across and build upon your relationship with a lot of people, because consulting has the fun of providing you that opportunity to meet upon with people, which maybe many other professions don't provide you. So make the most of it. That's what I would say. Any student who comes from university and joins a consulting firm gets an opportunity.
Beautiful. So I think key is be ready to expect the unexpected, and of course be ready to learn. I think the technology, the pace at it's evolving. I think anything new can come your way and you should be ready to learn. So thanks for sharing that insight. Changing our gears slightly, or maybe slightly going a little more deep, AI and machine learning are the buzzword. I don't think so I can do a podcast without asking a question on that. Now, we see a lot of firms are using that. My question to you is, in the consulting space, how do we use these technologies to help client solution or give them a solution to a problem that they might have?
Now, it's a very fair question, and thanks for asking this. Today's time, if there's nothing which is AI powered, then you are not relevant. So AI has to be there. And it's not only now, it's going to be there in the future. And I also want to say, maybe if we are doing a similar podcast, maybe 24 months from now, AI ML would be replaced by something else. But as a consulting firm, we have to be really on top of our game and have to adopt all those technologies which are coming through. At this moment, it is truly AI. How are we adopting it? We are adopting it in multiple ways. AI provides an ability to do things faster, do things more economical, do things which possibly were not feasible in the past, and do things in a more efficient manner. So we work across all those four levers at this point of time. One of the biggest positives which we are seeing from the artificial intelligence and the associated technology is the ability of automation which it brings. And then the magic really happens. You get to see what possibly in the past was taking you a lot of time to get to do. And that's where our clients also appreciate we as consulting firm bringing that value back to them. So that's how a consulting firm is adopting AI.
Something that I don't really like, but of course a podcast comes towards a fag end of it. And one question that I ask all the guests who come on this show. So Atul, you have been with this industry for 24 odd years, long years that you've spent here. I'm sure there have been curves of learning, unlearning, things that would have stayed with you, things that you would have let go of. Would you advise a student to keep it with you, that's still with you, and you would want the student to have that with them as an advice once they look to join or start their career in consulting space?
Well, I think 3 or 4 key things which I would like to suggest or advise. Throughout this conversation, I've talked upon learning. That's a mindset. It's not about saying if I get to a particular learning stage in my professional career or as a student, I have achieved it. No, learning is a journey. You have to be constantly on it, but you cannot have a learning pathway which someone has defined for you. You have to figure out your own learning pathway. So the first thing which I'm going to tell to everyone who is keen to come in a consulting as a profession, find your own learning pathways. Take guidance, which is available, take mentorship, which is available, but find your own way of doing things. That's the first one. The second one, there's a lot of noise. There's a lot of inputs which you will get. Not everything will be right in your context, while everything being said is right, because there's some experience which is coming across. Filter it. Filter the noise, what's coming across your way, and see what works for you. Take some experiments, do some experiments. Don't just follow the path which someone else has defined upon. Do some experiments and you will find maybe you create a new path out over there. And the third one is, during this process, you'll go through your highs as well as lows. But whenever you go through highs, celebrate them, because there will be lows in the phase of the journey, which is giving you a learning opportunity. So learn from there and celebrate all your highs. Last but not the least is, be thankful to all those people who have provided you an opportunity to come out of those tough times, who have been there with you, holding your hand, going through those moments. They are the ones who really truly supported you. So be thankful to them and look forward for you to become someone similar for your next generation. Those are the 4 key things I would say.
Thank you so much. I think beautifully described. Learning, find your own path, ups and downs in career, all of us faces, and of course being thankful. All of it is also about mindset, like you beautifully started with. So Atul, thank you so much. I think I am it's a very interesting discussion. Unfortunately, yes, it has to come to an end. But we'll look to invite you soon again with some other content on this show, Atul. But thank you so much for joining us here.
Thanks, Michelle. It was a pleasure to spend this time, and I look forward to have another round of conversation with you. Thank you.
Thank you everyone for watching this show. Atul Gupta with us, sharing his insights on how technology and how consulting firms use this technology to help clients solve their problems. Continue watching this space for similar such content, which will really help you work towards your journey in helping you transition from a campus to a career space there. Thank you so much.